Hello and welcome back. This is going to be a video on wakfu. So today I'm going to be going over the professions um, as well as the character stats. Just kind of letting you guys know what's what and how uh, and everything. So let's get into it, and I hope you enjoy. I would also like to say, please like and like the video and subscribe if you and leave a comment down below. This just helps me grow my channel and lets me know that you guys like these types of videos. So without further ado, let's get into it. Like I said, this is Wakfu. This is my character Shadow Plight. She is a SARM. Um, this here is this is your character screen. This has all the stats on it. For instance, you got your water mastery, your earth mastery, your fire mastery, wind mastery. That's how much damage you would be doing with the spells. And these here are your spells. This is your spell. These are the spells that you're using. These are the passives that you're using. These show all of your elemental spells. These are all your neutral spells. These are all the spells that are non-elemental. And then if you click on this right here, this brings you over to all the passives that you have. This is all the passives that this character has. Each passive does something different and everything. And then down here under passives, this is all the passives that your character is currently using. So let's go over the stats for my character, Shadow Plight, who is a level 149. So in intelligence, this is basically where you get your hit points, your part of your elemental resistance. You can get barrier, which basically reduces damage for so many hits per turn. Percent heals received. This is how much you receive from people healing you. Percent armor health points. This takes this stat here and puts a percentage of it into armor. Basically, if you have armor on your character, the enemy has to go through that first to get to your actual hit points. Hit points, this tells you how many percent of hit points that you're getting per level. Elemental resistance, just as it states, gives you resistance to elements. So what I've done is I've put 10 points maxed out elemental resistance. Obviously, that's going to be the first thing that you do for a lot, if not all, of your characters. And then for me, I'm just putting the rest into percent health points. I'm not doing any sort of barrier or anything like that. The next stat here is strength. You got elemental mastery, bonus to damage in all elements. Like I said, these elements here, that's what it's talking about. And you get so much based on what you have here. This can go up infinitely. Single target mastery, which is actually what I'm going to be doing next. Single target mastery is added to your elemental mastery to increase damage to single targets from spells and weapons. Basically, you're just targeting one enemy with all your spells, and stuff like that. Area mastery, you're targeting an area with all your spells. Your melee is like your single target. You're only targeting one character or one enemy or character if you're doing PvP. And it's targets that are 2 cells or less from you. And just to give you kind of an overview, this right here is one cell, is your starting cell. This is 1 cell, this is 2 cell. So your enemies have to be from here back towards you in order to get that bonus. Distance mastery is like your melee mastery, but it's 3 or more cells from you. So 1, 2, 3, here's 3, and it can be from this cell away from you. So those classes that benefit from that would be more like your Cray, which is your archer, your Hupper Mage, Foggernauts can benefit from that as well. Let me make sure I'm still recording. Yep, I'm still recording. Got to make sure about that, guys. Sorry. Next is going to be your health points. Again, this is just how much HP you get per level. I don't really deal with that because I think it's pointless because you got right there. So, moving on, this is agility. This is lock. Basically, if I look over here at my lock stat, lock increases your ability to keep an adversary in close combat. Basically, what lock is it just locks your opponent closer to you. The higher that number, the better chances are that you're going to keep them closer. Now, here's the thing with lock. If you have a bunch of lock and your opponent doesn't have enough dodge, which I'll get into in just a second, it takes more NP and possibly AP to get away from you. So let's say moving from this right here, this cell, to this cell, normally costs 1 MP, 0 AP. If you have an enemy, say right here, who has a lot of block and you have no dodge, getting to this cell right here could cost something like 2 MP instead of 1. So lock is good to have for certain characters. Dodge. Basically, it helps you keep your distance from your opponent. It counters lock. So if your character has enough dodge versus your opponent's lock, it doesn't cost any extra MP to get away. Initiative, how quickly the round comes up for you. Your turn, basically. As you can see, I started putting points into that. Lock and dodge increases both your lock and your dodge. Force of will. Force of will is kind of a funky stat to deal with. Not every character deals with it. Basically, it increases your, if you have spells that remove AP and MP, it basically removes, it gives you a better chance of removing those. So the higher the force of will that you have, which maxes out at 20 here, the better your chances are of removing AP and MP from your opponent, which is actually vital. This next one is fortune. You got your percent crit hits. This improves your crit hit. Basically, how often you crit. Percent block reduces the damage by blocking an attack. Crit mastery is how much your crit hits do. Rare mastery, attacking somebody from behind The more rear mastery you have, the more damage you do from behind. Berserk Mastery. This is really good for those classes that love to be below 50% of their health. Sakiers do really, really well with this stat. My class on this character, the SRAM, does really well with this stat too. Heal Mastery, those are for your classes that love to heal. They do more heals. Rare Resistance, the more you have of this, the less damage you take from behind. Crit Resistance, the more you have of this, the less damage you take when it comes to crits. So then that brings us to our majors. You have action points. This just gives you one more action point. Movement points and damage. This gives you one more NP and more damage. Elemental Mastery. Range and damage. This gives you more range and more elemental mastery. Wakfu points. This just gives you more WP. With certain classes, actually really would benefit from this because there's certain classes that use a lot of wakfu points. Control and damage. This gives you 2 control and 40 elemental mastery. Control just refers to, like for instance, you got your Osa that can summon stuff. The control stat just pretty much basically refers to how many summons of a certain thing you can have out of it at one time. Then you got your percent damage inflicted. Damage inflicted increases the percentage of damage that you inflict. So that's a good stat for some things. And then you got your elemental resistance, which gives you 50 resistance. As you can see, I've added action points, movement points, and damage, and elemental resistance. So that's all of that. Basically, what I've done with my character is I've added hit points, I've maxed out elemental resistance, I've gone elemental mastery, melee mastery. I will be doing single target mastery as soon as this gets to 20. I've done lock, dodge, and initiative. I'm going to be putting more into initiative at this point. Well, actually, as you can see, my initiative is 123. So, anyway, I've maxed out my percent crit hit. I'll be putting this up to 20, and then I'll be going with critical mastery. And then for my majors, I've done action points, movement and damage, and then elemental resistance. So as for my spells, as you can see, I just use Scram, Perfidious Attack, Rascalary, Bleed Dry, Cold Blood, Execution, Fear, Wily, Trauma, and then I use Scram, Stabber, and Invisibility. My passives, I use Murderer, Bloodblade, Brutal Assault, and Sram to the bubble. So that's it for the stats and everything that I use personally. I hope that pretty much clears up everything for those. I just want to say welcome back to the channel, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow the channel and to help me see what videos you guys like and what you guys don't like. Again, I'm Ace, your elite Ace Gamer, signing off saying see you next time. Bye.